Hello, everyone that is joining us via Facebook Live or here on Zoom. Thank you for being here. So I just want to go over a little bit what we're going to be talking about today, some Super Bowl drinking statistics, the ads we see in our community, having prevention in mind when you're planning and hosting your Super Bowl party, and some non-alcoholic drink recipes. So let's just dive right in. So here are some trends that happen around the Super Bowl. 31% of the adults report on this report said that they drink beer during the Super Bowl. I think this is something I have participated as well. So alcohol, specifically beer, is a drink of choice to celebrate the Super Bowl, and that's about a third of the adults. Parents. So this was interesting. Now I'm a parent of someone that's under 18. 14% are likely to call out the next day, call out sick after the Super Bowl. So this implies that they had a lot to drink. Maybe people that usually do not binge drink, this is a day that they choose to drink high volumes. And then from 2010 to 2015 in LA County, there were 77 fatal injuries and crashes on Super Bowl Sunday. And that is a higher amount compared to the other Sundays throughout the year. So you see some statistics, it's not a lot, but they show that the trend goes up. It skyrockets during the Super Bowl. Here is something from Channel 4 News, written published on their website from last year, saying that LAPD were gonna increase DUI patrols. Now that we're getting closer to the game, if you go on Google and you just put Super Bowl DUIs, you see everywhere across the country. You'll see like Minnesota, Wisconsin, places that we were not used to talking about. They're talking about the same thing, setting up DUI checkpoints because of the Super Bowl. I saw one fact that I couldn't really confirm, but it was from a lawyer website that said that the cities that have teams in the Super Bowl have higher rates of DUIs. I wouldn't be surprised if that's true, especially with our LA Rams playing here in Inglewood, here in LA. I think that's a very high chance that we'll see high numbers of that. So hopefully not. Hopefully people can make the best decisions possible. But the trends here, the bottom line is people tend to drink more and drink more at a given time during the Super Bowl Sunday. Now, I kind of want to see, what do you see in the buildup to the Super Bowl? I would like to ask the audience members here on Zoom, is the Super Bowl brings a lot of ads, especially regarding alcohol. So is there anything in particular that the community members here see that they would like to share? Something they see in their communities? Oh, everything's the same as the rest of the year? All right.
Hey, Marlon, I was going to say,
go ahead.
I don't have it right in front of me, but I used to intern in a first offense DUI program. Mm-hmm. And the Super Bowl was a type of event that there were certain days of the year that in DUI you talked about having a plan if you're thinking of driving or whatever. And, it was like July 4th, but also Super Bowl was one of the days that we talked about. So I think it's really important to talk about it in that respect, and not just getting in the car, but, that's important, but also in general, anyone making sure that they don't overindulge and they stay safe. Because it's, any kind of accident can happen. Thanks for letting me share.
Oh, that was a great share. Thank you, Heather. Yeah, we just exited the holidays, those 30 plus days from Thanksgiving to New Year's. It's another time where there's high volume alcohol sales and alcohol consumption, 4th of July, and then Super Bowl, which is practically a national holiday, right, here for the United States. I see Erica mentioned she in the chat. Everyone seems to be under the influence, driving crazy, and everything is super crowded. I agree, especially again with the city hosting the Super Bowl and having our team in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
we're seeing we're seeing that a lot. But in terms of ads and advertisements, I'd like to share with everyone. So this is in the city that I work in, the city that I, and this is just things I documented. So this is not the week of leading to the big game, but this is several weeks before. If you look to the store to the left, you see it's an employee stocking the beer, and literally right next to it are Lunchables. Imagine a parent's out in the store with their child, and the child's like, "Hey, mom, hey, dad, I want a Lunchable." And you're like, "Okay, go get it." You know, and this is what you see. It's literally next to the alcohol. You look up top, the big Bud Light, home of the Super Bowl, and these huge ads, right? And then you look to the one in the middle. That's near an exit. You have your chips, your sodas, things you see at different, different family parties. And of course, you can't miss the alcohol. And the two pictures to the right are two different locations. And you don't even have to step into the store to see these ads, right? So Rick puts in the chat, more alcohol ads. That's there, right? This is what you see, not even stepping into the stores. And these are different parts of the city of Inglewood. And yes, also on in the commercials as well, right? And social media, I'm sure the ads are stepping up as well. So this is something that is seen in the city of Inglewood. This is some different stores in Torrance. So pretty much same idea, something centered, something close where everyone passes by, right? You don't want your ads hidden. And then you have your chips, your sodas, and your beer, right? With Coors, Bud Light, it doesn't matter. There's this different advertisements, especially again, in the front of the store, right? Next to the chips, next to places where it's people are gonna be walking and frequenting. Deals at the bars on game day. Yes, thank you, Paris. Yeah, as well. Yeah, so there's different things, different marketing ads when it comes to alcohol in the big game. So we definitely wanted to share this more on an environmental approach, just to be aware, this is something that changes in the big game. There's a big association with drinking and the Super Bowl. So hosting a party. I'm gonna share 3 videos. So I am on TikTok. I'm not that old, so enjoy TikTok. I don't know the trends because that's not what pops up in my feed. But here's a couple of things that popped on my mind. So there are Latino, Latinx parties. So a lot of these things are not lost on me. This is something that I've seen. And we're gonna watch these videos and then we'll have a discussion and kind of see how we can include prevention in our game day party planning. So let me play this video.
Hispanic families be like.
That's one. The translation is, oh my gosh, look at what he's doing. He knows where to put it. So there's a couple more.
Can't have a kids party without the treats.
There's pretty much, you get the idea. An ice cream cart, but filled with beer and alcohol. And then this one, I think it seems like a young person did this one.
Can't have a kids party without the.
All right. So again, I invite the audience members to participate. A reflection, about these videos, maybe how you hosted in the past, or now knowing the videos, or kind of have an idea how would you host parties from now on, especially if you're hosting one on Sunday. So any reflections from the community members? And I'm still sharing, correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So anyone from the audience? If not, I can begin. A lot of these videos I know are posted because people think it's endearing, right? The little kid helping out, knowing where it goes. I personally don't find that endearing. You know, again, the kid looking for a simple Capri Sun. Everybody knows where the beer is, but the kids drinks, you know. Oftentimes these are kids' birthday. I'm not fond of these, but it definitely makes me think in the future when I'm hosting parties is placement and what the examples that I'm setting, right? Thank you, Rick. We need signs and labels. Signs and labels would help, definitely, right? To know what is what drinks are where. That's a anyone else? Any reflections, any ideas, any comments? Designate an adult to monitor areas where alcohol is located at the party. Keep drinks separate and further away. Yeah, I agree. It seemed like the beer in that one pretty accessible, and they kept the kids drinking really far away because I had a hard time looking for it. But I agree, separate and monitoring. I like that. Okay, if no one else on the chat or wants to mute, then we will continue. When you're hosting parties at home, these are things to consider. One is be aware of the local ordinances. Depending on the city that you live in, there's different laws that are there regarding youth and alcohol, and sometimes other times other substances consumption. So if a youth, so there's something called social host ordinances. Some cities have it. So if a youth is drinking at your home, whether you know it or not, whether you're present or not, you are liable. And if the youth were to leave by having consumed alcohol and depending on the city, other substances, you remain liable. So it's important to know that there's consequences with local ordinances and depending on the cities. So it's really important to know what your city has, you know, to follow the rules, but also to use the best judgment possible when having alcohol, especially when there's minors attending. As mentioned, keep alcoholic beverages and non-alcoholic beverages separate. Make that clear, make that understood. If anything, kind of the monitoring, keep the alcoholic drinks next to the adults, right? Where the adults can be watching it. You know, there's nothing wrong with adults drinking and enjoying alcoholic beverages, but making sure that you limit the opportunities that any youth can grab alcoholic drinks, by mistake or on purpose. Supervise the alcoholic drinks. Not all the time are parties outside, as you saw in this video. Sometimes they're in the fridge. And sometimes they're in the fridge in the garage. That's something I was used to growing up. So definitely that supervision part is definitely important. Where you store the alcohol and again, separate the drinks. You don't want alcohol and the kids' drinks in the same fridge, especially outside of supervision. And one thing to keep in mind, one thing that has been pretty new during the pandemic is alcohol deliveries. So if you're ordering alcohol, it's the same thing. Adult supervision. The adult opens the door. The adult receives it. So I would be on alert to, you know, these alcohol deliveries before the game, after the game, during the game. At all times, have an adult supervise and then some other things that you consider if you're attending a Super Bowl party, and this is a big movement, social media movement, from the National Highway Traffic Safety Authority. Is if you see the little picture, Super Bowl fans, don't let other fans drive drunk, right? So to do that, have a designated driver, have someone that agrees and make sure during the party they're not participating in consuming alcohol and they are the designated drivers. Other options, Any of the services such as Uber, Lyft, taxi, any of those services, you know, if you can have that plan in your budget, you can do that so you don't have to drive home or drive under the influence. Maybe there's a family member that doesn't care for the game and there's a family member that doesn't drink. You know, schedule with them, agree with them, like, hey, I have this time. If you can pick me up, I'd appreciate it. So that way, again, we reduce the number of drivers under influences during the day, during the day of the Super Bowl. If you're at someone's house that's a family member or someone you're close to, maybe you just stay home overnight, right? You just stay overnight and the next morning you're ready to go. These are some suggestions from the National Highway Traffic Safety Authority. And before we move forward, any thoughts of what's shared, having prevention in mind when planning the parties?
This is Jen. Hey, Marlon. First, I want to say thanks for sharing. Second, I want to say I think that's great that we're talking about prevention and actually giving tools to folks. I think one of the biggest things that I think is challenging for some folks who are used to not necessarily planning ahead is what to do. Like, what are some actual things that can be done to make sure you're keeping yourself safe and keeping other people safe? With the pandemic, like, I haven't been a party person because I really want to make sure I'm safe. And however, I feel like the what you listed, the tools that you gave, are things that are reasonable and options that folks will have that will be able to help protect more folks.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Jen. You know, there's this sharing of resources and information. It's not so much that, hey, we're against drinking, right? It's just making the best decisions possible. If you're an adult, if you enjoy a drink, I might enjoy a drink the day of, but it's to do it so responsibly, right? And make the best decision. So we're not anti-alcohol, you know, we're pro-prevention, especially when it comes to it. Thank you, Erica. Thank you. Maybe the Metro schedule. Yeah, that's another great option. I know they went back, they had waived fees, but I think that ended in January. But regardless, you can check out the Metro. That can take you point A to point B for sure. Thank you. Thank you everyone for participating. So this is the tail end of our presentation. Like I said, it's gonna be kind of straight to the point. Here are some recipes, some non-alcoholic drink recipes that you can serve. You know, that is an option, right? Not just alcohol, but you can have sodas or have some fancy drinks. So I would like to share some recipes with you.
I know a lot of us struggle with feeling left out at events or dinners where everyone has a drink in hand, but we have water or soda. There's a lot of reasons why people don't consume alcohol, but for Dry January, I paired up with Monday to share why I don't and why zero alcohol brands like Monday are so incredibly important. I have borderline personality disorder. There's no cure and no medication to treat it. The medications you're typically put on are mood stabilizers, antipsychotics, and benzos, which are ones you cannot consume alcohol with. That combined with my other health issues, it's simply unsafe for me to consume alcohol. Do I still want to have drinks with friends? Yes. Do I still enjoy making and drinking beautiful drinks? Yes. But can I safely do so using alcohol? No. Monday's line of zero alcohol spirits is so crucial and necessary for so many people. Whether you don't drink because of recovery, medical conditions, or medications like myself, sobriety, pregnancy, or just of your own choosing, that doesn't mean you can't still enjoy a delicious drink. There are so many societal pressures that go along with alcohol consumption, and I'm so happy to be a part of breaking those down with brands like Monday. Plus, who would say no to not having a hangover, am I right? I hope you give brands like Monday a try and keep them on deck for your non-alcohol consuming friends and family. Cheers. I know a lot of...
Another three. So we have plenty of options.
In the midst of the crowds and the shapes in the clouds, I don't see nobody but you. In my rose-tinted dreams, wrinkles sick in my sheets, I don't see nobody but you. Boy, got me hooked on something you could say, but they saw us coming. Tell me.
The Sober Sunrise. 150 ml of orange juice followed by 60 ml of pineapple and just a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Ice. Shake and add 25 ml of cranberry into your glass. Ice. Strain your delicious mix and garnish with dehydrated orange. This is...
So those were some examples.
The Sober...
Your Super Bowl party. You can have fancy drinks or beautiful drinks, as that first video said. So we had an intern. She created this recipe. So it's an AADAP Community Prevention recipe on having virgin lime margaritas. So if you're hosting a family party, here's a drink for the whole family. So we can send this out on the email after the presentation. So all you need is 2 cups of limeade, 3/4 cups of orange juice, 1/4 cup of simple syrup, 1/2 cup to 1 cup of soda, sugar and salt for the rim, limes for garnish, and ice. So I will be attempting this. So you can see there that those are the instructions to the left. I will try to share via social media the results. So I'll let you know. Hopefully you get to try it as well. And you know, alcohol is not needed to enjoy a drink at a family party. And it can be an option to not serve alcohol at your parties, or you can serve this as an additional option. Yeah, so I would like again to invite the community members and thank you, Chief Safel from Gardena PD for being here with us. I did see you come in. Thank you, Heather. Yeah, these recipes look delicious. We can definitely send you the videos as well as email if you ask. So that way the emails don't have a lot of media, right? We can definitely send them your way. So I would like to have an open discussion. This includes questions and answers for those that are attending. What are your thoughts on, you know, Super Bowl Sunday, the big game, and how you can celebrate safely in regards to alcohol? And unmute yourself. Feel free to use the chat. I see you, so I don't know if you're like. If not, Tracy, if you can help me launch the poll question. It's very simple. Let me know if that's already on the screen. Ah, I see it. So what are ways you plan to keep prevention in mind or have prevention in mind during the big game celebration? So it's multiple choice. Alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks separate. Maybe you'll supervise the alcoholic drinks as an adult. You'll be serving non-alcoholic drinks, including mocktails. Maybe that's an option at your party. Or maybe you just won't include it any alcoholic drinks at your party. And if there's any other ideas or other prevention methods you'd like to share with everybody, please go ahead and share in the chat. So it's multiple choice, so you can choose more than one. And then the second question is, who's gonna win the game? I wanna know what the people think. All right, so we'll give it another minute or so, maybe 30 seconds. Almost everybody has answered. We're almost there. Yeah, Jen is always the contrarian. Go Packers. Have fun in the off season.
Go Packers.
So what are so let's see. 33% say, you know what? I'll keep the alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks separate. Awesome. 17% says, I'll start supervising the alcoholic drinks. 25% says, you know what, I'll be serving non-alcoholic drinks as an option, including mocktails. And 58% says, you know what, we're just not going to have alcohol. Still enjoy it. That's awesome. Thank you, everyone, for participating. And then we have 92% say the Rams are going to win the Super Bowl. I agree. But we have someone that's a contrarian. Bengals, one person, 8%. My goodness. Let's see. Hopefully it doesn't happen. So, I'm not sharing the results. Oh, I'm sorry. Here are the results. Again, 33% for keeping the drinks separate. 17% said they will supervise the drinks. 25%, again, will serve non-alcoholic drinks like mocktails as an option. And 58% will say they will not serve alcohol and still have a great time. And 92%, of course, with the Rams, and then 8% with the Bengals. Let me see. I see some chats.
Hey, Marlon, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Hey, it's great that you guys are doing this. It's I really appreciate it, and I know our community appreciates it. So, as you're giving it advice, I was wondering that, if our participants are having a party where there's alcohol served, how do you get the person that may be consuming too much, like towards the end of the game or at halftime? How do you keep control of that? What would be your suggestions if that's happening at somebody's house?
Yeah, definitely the host of the party. You can definitely kind of lay out the rules beforehand, right? We're here to enjoy. You can have your drinks, right, to enjoy the game, but definitely kind of keep track of it, especially if the original plan for that individual was to drive home. Then, maybe one of the rules that National Highway Traffic saying is maybe the host takes everybody's keys at the beginning. So definitely a plan or setting up some rules at the beginning kind of prevents that. And as a host, it's kind of like your bartender, right? The idea is always to enjoy the game, enjoy it safely, have a safe return home. So I would say the host can definitely prevent that prior by setting some boundaries and some ground rules. So we won't get to that situation. Thank you for asking that question. Thank you again. I'm sorry, Julia. Hopefully when I shared the results at the end, you were able to see it. Allow your close guests to sleep over to avoid driving under the influence or arrange a DD Uber Lyft. Thank you, Tiffany. That's a great suggestion. Thank you, Shanti. At your party, offer lots of water as well as alcohol. That is a fantastic suggestion. Keep an eye on the behaviors of your drinking guests to observe for any overindulging. That's a great answer, Heather. Yeah. So maybe that individual is having a little bit too much to drink. You can offer the water, like, hey, drink a bottle of water instead of taking your next drink. Great suggestion, Heather. I appreciate it. Anyone else? If not, like I said, it was directed to the point, and I appreciate everybody's participation. It was fantastic. I thank every one of you for attending. So here's our contact information. So my name is Martin Pascual. I'm an Inglewood community organizer. There's my email. So we do have an update with our phone numbers. So this is the same phone number. My name is the same for all the community organizers listed here. So to your right, you see the community organizers for the city of Gardena. We have Tracy Sarawatari and Jessica Abaya. In Long Beach, we have Tiffany Tan. In Carson, we have Richard Biss. And in South Bay, we have Kara Almeda. And then if you just want to follow our social media handles, they're listed on their Facebook. We have our AADAP main page, and then we have subset pages per city. And the same with social, with Instagram. Thank you everyone for being here, for participating. I appreciate the comments in the chat. For those on YouTube, thank you as well. And have a great day. Enjoy the week. have a fun Super Bowl Sunday and go Rams on the Super Bowl. All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.